Quality Radio.
Hello out there and welcome to this brand new edition of 5RoundMMA. My name is Alex Ramirez, alongside my co-host, the sick man, Guillermo Cita.
I'm still here.
And Albert
The
Cita.
healthy Cita.
I'm pulling through, man.
Albert Cita.
One of the downgrades of working in an office environment, huh, Guillermo?
Yeah, you know what? People were sick around at work, and I must have caught something.
But we appreciate you being here. So, Albert, you all right? Other than your bracket?
I mean, I don't even want to talk about my
March
bracket.
Madness bracket?
But,
I was kind of impressed because Albert was at NASCAR this whole weekend at Fontana Speedway.
Yeah,
and
Speedway.
He was actually on the track.
I was doing some media coverage. No lie, I think I got like sun sick or something. My face is hurting right now.
Sunsick, more a sunburn, you mean? Maybe?
No,
I got
because
sunsick.
I also got like lightheaded and yeah, I think I got dehydrated.
You got too much vitamin D in you. All right, so
I saw a lot of Trump fans.
Yeah?
I'm not trying to instigate
A lot
nothing.
of
I'm
Trump
just
fans,
saying.
but a NASCAR event.
I saw a lot of Trump fans at NASCAR.
Well, today's show got to cover and talk about the possibility of McGregor versus Diaz 2, the return of Anderson.
Someone barked at me like a dog, just by the way. I want to throw that out there.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Apparently that's what they do to Mexicans. They bark at them. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh,
But
wow.
I did get barked at by one of the fans.
Wow.
Mostly it was towards Oliver. Oliver got the most of the barking for some reason. Because probably he looks more like a Mexican than I do.
Wow. NASCAR demographic. Where's it? Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall. Rumored heavyweight bout between Travis Browning and Cain Velasquez. Renan Barao, move 45. But let's get started with round number one. Guillermo, start the timer for me,
Got
please.
it.
All right, so big news out of this week was the possibility of McGregor versus Diaz locking horns once again at UFC 200. People were saying this is, if you're a Conor McGregor fan, you love it. If you're a fan of every other division, you hate it because why would you want to see McGregor get choked out again? So, Guillermo, are you in favor of this matchup? Are
I'm
you
in
against
favor
it?
of it totally. The only thing is McGregor would need to relinquish the title. And the reason why is because he's gonna hold up the 145 division. So I think maybe if he is gonna go after Nate Diaz, Frankie Edgar versus Jose Aldo makes sense for the featherweight championship.
Yeah, but is that really gonna happen? Does he even really care about the featherweight title? It doesn't seem like he doesn't care about it. Right?
It doesn't seem like it seems like he really wants that rematch. He wants revenge for his loss. So, but other than that, I think it's a great matchup.
So, Albert, if you're Frankie Edgar, or
You're mad.
even
You're
RDA, Rafael dos Anjos is mad too. It's like this guy's holding up two divisions here.
Well, he's trying to get his own super fight now.
Yeah.
Now that he knows that
the
maybe
McGregor
Conor
belt,
McGregor-
man. It's the McGregor.
It's like the for wrestling fans, we have the $1 million belt.
Yeah.
Now it's the McGregor belt, the McGregor belt.
Because that's where the money's at.
No,
I mean,
no lie.
he's a prize himself.
He is exactly where Mayweather has been for the last like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't matter. I bet you can ask any boxing fan or every casual boxing fan. They can't tell you which belt Mayweather was defending when he fought so and so and so and so because it didn't matter. The belt was more of a prop than anything. Like they're going for the super welterweight or the welterweight, the middleweight. I don't know.
But I mean, so is that where the UFC is going now? Prop belts?
Not prop belts, but I feel that
But he's making it.
McGregor is just like Mayweather.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there's a belt or not. You want to see these fighters fight.
But that's great. But if he goes out there talking a big game
Yeah.
and ends up losing every time, then so if he loses against Nate Diaz, if this matchup happens and he loses again, where does that leave Conor McGregor?
It leaves him back up down to 145.
Don't even think about coming up anything.
Or maybe even
155.
155, yes. 155, 145. But the thing is, I feel this fight makes total sense to Conor McGregor because he was winning the fight round and a half in until he tired out and he got choked out. But if you're Conor McGregor, hey, for a round and a half, I had this guy. If I had the proper training camp, maybe I could have done a lot better. Maybe, strategic-wise, I could have done a lot better inside the ring. So prove it to me, Nate Diaz, that you're really that much better than me.
Well, just like McGregor, I'm going to take over this round real quick. As long as it's in a different weight class, I think this is a smart fight.
From what I heard, reports are saying that welterweight again.
If it's welterweight, it's the most ridiculous thing ever because I feel like
he was winning the fight. At 170, he was winning the fight.
But obviously, it showed that carrying that much weight, the cardio didn't translate.
He had 11 days to prepare for this. What are you talking about? He has a full training camp that he's going to have behind it.
I still think the weight isn't there, and also you want to make Nate Diaz work.
You're making weight as as an excuse.
Nate Diaz
it's not
cut,
an excuse.
Nate Diaz cut just a couple pounds, if that. With
Yeah.
that said, he wasn't huffing and puffing like Conor McGregor because he didn't have to do a big weight cut. If you make the guy cut at least 10 pounds, maybe 7, whatever, it's enough to make
160.
it
165.
It's enough to make a factor in the fight, which I feel will be then evened out. It's almost like he's doing the opposite of Mayweather. Mayweather used to pick the weight class that was to his
Because he
advantage.
wants to prove he's the best
to
at any weight class.
Yeah,
But can he do that at 155, please? He hasn't even done it at 155 yet.
Yeah, but at
You have to
170,
approach-
he was winning the fight. Where you guys weren't watching the
got-
first
you
round?
got-
and
He
a
was
half?
beating Nate Diaz, who at welterweight is not even ranked,
But
right?
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There is no need to do this welterweight bout. Nate Diaz fights at 155. He's going to have a full camp. Why not fight at 155?
Well, for Nate Diaz, it makes the most sense too.
For
because
him,
it's
it
like,
makes
I
more
beat
sense.
him. I'm
But for
going
Conor,
to
it
make another
doesn't.
$500,000 in my pocket.
and
Why
again-
not?
again, and I
I'm
don't wanna-
finally going to shut up
and
the
I'm not-
critics. Finally shut up Guillermo Cita.
I'm not trying to blame Nate Diaz or Conor.
Oh yeah,
McGregor.
no, yeah. If you're Nate, take the fight.
Dana White is the one to blame. He needs to be very if he likes Conor so much, this is when you become the actual president of the UFC and say,
protect
look,
him.
you know what? It has to be at 155 or else I'm not making this fight.
Let me ask you a question.
done.
Are you going to watch the fight? Are you going to pay for the
Well,
fight?
obviously, but
Then Dana White did his
but
job.
let's no.
Then Dana White's
let's
doing his
do the-
job.
But
because
what
if
about
you're
the
gonna-
long term?
But if you're gonna
If
pay
gets
for
choked-
it,
if
he
he gets
doesn't care about the long
no,
term. If you're gonna
he
pay for
should.
the pay per view,
He should.
Then
I mean, you think about
If Conor McGregor gets beat again from Nate Diaz, I don't think that many people are watching a Conor McGregor fight.
he lost at
And you're-
170.
and you're
Let's see him at
risking- and you're-
But even
145,
that, though,
145.
What's your excuse this time, though?
Let's drop him down to 145.
Nah,
It makes the perfect
But
sense.
you got Conor. If all this plans out, he's got a murderer's row in front of him. He's got obviously Nate Diaz, and then in no particular order, Dos Anjos, and then Frankie Edgar. So this guy's it's going to be. Do you imagine him doing a clean sweep of all three of those guys?
Exactly. So I mean,
So-
like he has a tough road no matter what.
Yeah.
He's gonna make money regardless.
That's what.
long
If
term.
it's about making money, didn't say it's about making money. Don't say it's like, oh, this is what redemption. No, it's about cashing out the paycheck. Then just be honest with the fans. So that's it for round number 1. Stick around for round number 2. We're going to talk about Travis Brownie and Cain Velasquez. If that fight will happen or not. So stick around. All right, time for round number 2. So McGregor versus Diaz was targeted for UFC 200. Rumor bout. Another big time rumor bout for UFC 200 is a heavyweight bout between former champion Cain Velasquez and the boyfriend of Ronda Rousey, Travis Brownie. So this is a pretty, I think it's a significant bout, but is it a number 1 contender's bout, Guillermo Cito?
I think so, depending on who wins. Well, not actually no, because if Cain Velasquez wins, I feel he's the number 1 contender. He's still ranked number 1, and then Travis Brownie, I think, propels himself to the number 1 contendership. The other thing is, it really matters how the finish happens. If it's a knockout, I guarantee you one of these guys is gonna get the number 1 contendership over Alistair Overeem, who's right now
Facing
Arlovsky, but he borderline the number 1 contender.
But is the number 1 contender's bout?
No, it's 100% not. And I'll tell you what.
How is it not? If Cain Velasquez wins, you don't think he gets another title match?
I think it's to make if Cain Velasquez win, it's obviously it's a positive, and they can spin it so he could be the number 1 contender. But let's keep it real; it's not a number 1 contender. Travis Brownie has lost already to Andre Arlovsky in one of his previous recent matches. And Arlovsky is in a win and lose situation as well. So it's like, how can you say?
He's coming off
Okay,
number
but here's the thing: is Cain Velasquez was a champion.
Matt Mitrione, really, bro?
But here's my
that
thing.
was enough to put
we've
him up
we've
there?
always said about Cain Velasquez, he comes out of injury and right away back into the title picture.
No,
this
I'm
is
not
the
arguing
test
about
for
the
Cain.
fight.
But this,
Yeah, you're right.
This is the test.
But
for
it's not
Cain
number 1 contender. The question was, is it number 1
but
contender?
this is,
No.
but yes, it is.
No,
But
it's not.
I told you it
For
depends.
Cain.
For Cain, it is,
But not for Travis.
I don't think so. Not for Travis.
That shows you it's a not number 1 contender.
It's
Usually when it's a
but
number 1 contender,
circumstantial.
What do we
you got
always say
number
is that we
1
want to
versus
see
number
Cain,
2.
But
Yeah.
what do we say? We always want to see Cain Velasquez, see if he's back into shape.
I agree. That's not the question, though.
So is
That's
this-
you're
okay.
missing the point.
I understand that, but it is a number 1
No, it's
contender
not.
bout.
It's not.
It's 50-50 contender bout.
So
Is it a good fight to put on for both fighters? Yes.
Yeah.
Travis Brownie gets
Will
the
someone
biggest.
get number 1 contender out of this? I think
Probably not.
It depends
so. It's a
on-
number 1 contender.
No,
So,
it's not.
But what if like Cain
Because it
Velasquez?
would be for
dude,
100%
you're
for
arguing
sure.
like if a glass is half full or half
What if like
empty.
what
It
if
is,
what if
though.
like so?
It is.
Okay,
It's both.
in order for Cain Velasquez to get a title
If Cain
shot,
Velasquez knocks out or defeats Travis Browning, he did what he was supposed to do
and get a number one.
That's not number one contendership.
So
to get number one contendership, he needs to be.
He had the fight against Verducio Verdum. If it wasn't for his back, he would be fighting for the title.
To quote WWE commentator Michael Cole, do we need to see vintage Cain Velasquez in this fight for him to get a title shot? Like just ground and pound for three rounds.
He just needs
for
to
15 minutes. Yeah, I'm saying 15 minutes of pure dominance. Vintage Cain Velasquez.
He can knock him out and it's still pretty good.
But I mean, like, so we need a vintage Cain Velasquez performance in order to prove to everybody that
it will open the eyes that hey, Cain Velasquez is still the same Cain Velasquez of old. If he loses, it's pretty much the downhill of Cain Velasquez. But it's to that point where
he's gonna be.
We want to see if he's still capable of that elite level.
Yeah. Cain Velasquez loses. You see in the next fight in Australia against Mark Hunt, huh?
Yeah. There you go.
Again, this heavyweight division is such a difficult division because you can for example, you can make the argument that Overeem is technically the guy you have to get through to the title right now, right?
Yeah.
But Travis Browning already got to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Orlovsky already beat Travis Browning, and then we go to this vicious cycle all over again.
Then Orlovsky lost to Frank.
Orlovsky lost to.
He beat Frank Mir, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and
but then loses to somebody.
But that's the thing about the heavyweight division. You can lose a fight here and there.
No, that shows you how crazy. He likes to get stifled.
But then you go on a 2-fight win streak and you're already contending for the title.
But see, even that Orlovsky loses to Steifen. Steifen loses to JDS. JDS loses to Overeem. Overeem loses to Travis Browning. Travis Browning loses to Orlovsky. We did a full circle. There you go.
Yeah, but if you look at it, we were talking about Overeem getting cut maybe like a year and a half ago.
I'm actually pretty impressed I was able to connect.
Yeah, you actually were.
But we were talking about people getting cut after losing 2 in a row, and then all of a sudden Overeem goes on this 3-fight win streak. Is it 3 fights win streak?
Orlovsky?
No,
Overeem's like 3, I think.
No,
right?
Overeem, I think is 1, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. What did we talk about Orlovsky? Oh, he was
on a 3-fight win streak before
he's in World Series of Fighting. He's not going to be able to contend in the UFC. He goes on a 3-fight win streak, and now he's contending for the title, and now he's like towards the top of the UFC ranking. So in the heavyweight division, all you gotta do is string together a couple wins.
You're it.
But yeah, we always say that all you have to do is put a couple. Technically, you put 1 fight and you might be in there.
You don't have to go through a gauntlet compared to other.
Yeah, Velasquez, who's a former champion.
Overeem is a 3-fight win streak.
What is?
Stephen Struve, Roy Nelson, and JDS.
Yeah, so you have Velasquez, who was a former champion, and then Travis Browning, who was on the fast track to a no more contender shot. I think he was 1 win away from getting a title shot, but then he got derailed and seemed lost a little focus. Now he seems to be refocused now. So I mean,
well, it was kind of debatable because it was that eye poke. I think he wants to redeem himself.
Yeah.
And to end the round, just to let you know, Ben Rothwell has a bigger winning streak than Overeem right now in the heavyweight division. So there you go. And guess what?
He had a big fight.
And guess what's
he has a big fight, JDS.
And guess what? One of those fights is in there.
Who?
He beat Ulster Overeem and won that win streak. So there you go.
End of round number 2. So stick around for round number 3. We're going to talk about a matchup of Anderson Silva and Uriah Hall, and let's see if it's the end of Anderson Silva. Stick around, everybody. All right, so this week the UFC has spent a lot of time announcing matchups and a lot of reports of rumored matchups. One that was rumored and confirmed within the 24 hours of the cycle was Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall at UFC 198 to take place in Brazil. This card is being stacked pretty high. Verdum versus Stipe Miocic is going to be in the main event. Vitor Belfort versus Jacare is going to be the co-main event. Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall. And I think there's even rumors of Chris Cyborg trying to get on this card at 145. But let's stick with Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall. Kind of the old master versus the young gun. Could this be the last go around for Silva if he loses, Albert?
I think if he gets knocked out, which I think that was the thinking behind this matchup. That if you put an exciting striker, you might get either or. You might get either Anderson Silva do one of his crazy strikes and win, or you get what Uriah Hall does and an explosive shot. And because we know that on Anderson Silva is kind of acceptable, he has a questionable chin.
Yeah.
We can see the knockout, and for sure, to tell you the truth, that'll be the nail in the coffin for him. If he loses by knockout, if it's another decision loss, I'm pretty sure he has like one more fight, maybe 2 in him. But a knockout, it completely ends it.
So, Guillermo, Uriah Hall came to the UFC with a bunch of hype from The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
For you, and do you think he's lived up to the hype, or did you still have something to prove in the UFC to UFC fans?
He has so much to prove because he's been so inconsistent. When you see flashes of greatness, you see flaws left and right. I mean, you see the knockout of Gegard Mousasi, and everybody was impressed. but then you see
he'll turn around losing that. Yeah,
lackluster,
dominated by Whitaker. I mean, dominated. The guy didn't even look like he knew stand up.
Yeah.
So the thing,
he'll come off an impressive season and tough, but then get dominated by Kevin Gastelum. You know,
and then lose to John Howard.
Yeah.
You know,
but
they come back and get a big win against Chris Lee.
I think this fight actually hurts both fighters.
Both fighters, really?
I really do. I think at this point, a win over Anderson Silva. At this point of Anderson Silva's career, especially after that loss with Forrest Griffin. Michael Bisping. What's it really going to do with Uriah Hall, honestly?
Other than filling out his contract. Didn't before he got suspended, didn't he sign a 10-fight contract, right? I think.
Anderson Silva?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
But for Uriah Hall, what's it really going to do? Is it going to give him a number one contender?
So.
Is it going to really elevate him to top 5?
Well, that's the question I'm asking.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And then let's do it vice versa. What does a win over... what's his name? Uriah Hall do for Anderson Silva? Just prolong his career?
To tell the truth, I see Anderson Silva just like I saw Fedor towards the end of his career.
He's like Wanderlei Silva at this point.
Where Fedor, even though he was still a dangerous fighter towards the end of his career.
They're like Hendo now, right?
Yeah, but getting a win over Fedor didn't really mean as much because it was towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
And I see Anderson the same way. Is he still dangerous? Of course. But is it a win against him in such late in his career? Is it really...
Yeah.
Something? No.
Honestly, like it's kind of like Chris Weidman beat him twice already, but like, are people really still convinced about Chris Weidman? Because the first one was a zigzag, second one was a broken leg, and then like nobody. I feel that nobody's really giving Chris Weidman the credit for those 2 wins.
I think the problem.
Give him the credit.
Well, the thing is
the fact that Luke Rockhold demolished him.
It puts everything into perspective.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Anderson Silva doesn't look like the same Anderson Silva in the octagon.
Yeah,
he looks a little bit more timid. But if you look at Luke Rockhold, well, he was able to toss around Chris Weidman. Can you imagine Luke Rockhold versus Anderson Silva?
Yeah.
At this point, Anderson Silva still has an opportunity, a chance to win the belt off.
That'd
of
be
Luke
the story
Rockhold.
right there. Yeah,
but. Can we expect a one-sided affair? I think I would expect it.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I'm a little bit disappointed because I really wanted to see that Gregor Mousasi versus Anderson Silva. But to tell you the truth, I really wish to see Gregor Mousasi over anybody. But if anything, this kind of I like it. If Uriah Hall does win, I think the logical thing is if Gregor Mousasi wins his bout to do the rematch against him because I really feel that. I don't want to take that W away from Uriah Hall, but let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Gregor Mousasi is a lot better than what he showed in that fight.
Yeah. He even said, too, just got caught, right? Or something like that. But, I mean,
I heard Gregor Mousasi is still projected to go at UFC 200.
Against Derek Brunson, I think.
Derek Brunson.
So, this obviously they want Anderson Silva on this card because UFC 198 was supposed to be a fight night, but they converted it to a pay-per-view. They're kind of putting this card together, like, not last minute, but they're shuffling a lot of stuff around. It's Brazilian heavy. Like I said, they want to get Cyborg up in this.
Talk about Brazilian heavy. You got Mauricio Verdum. You got Jacare. You got Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva, Shogun. Damian Maia, Tony Rodrigo Nogueira,
and on top of somebody getting Cyborg on this card. So
Cyborg.
Maybe they're hoping for an exciting stand-up bout, and maybe Anderson Silva scores a knockout against the young Uriah Hall, who may be over his head this time, maybe. But we shall see. I mean, I think it'd be a big win for Uriah Hall. Just maybe a fight night main event after this win. Who knows, right? So that's it for round number 3. We're going to take a quick little break before we enter the championship rounds. We'll talk about Renan Barao's move to 145, and does that mean a date with Conor McGregor in the near future? And we'll look back at UFC Fight Night in Australia and the walk-off knockout from Mark Hunt. So stick around, guys. Make sure to keep up to date with all the latest for 5RoundMMA. Follow us on Twitter at 5RoundMMA and Instagram at 5RoundMMA. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, and visit 5RoundMMA.com. That's 5RoundMMA.com, FIVE roundmma.com. All right, time for round number 4 to enter the championship round. So it was also broke last week that Renan Barao will make his official move to the featherweight division after pretty much a long month of rumors. He will face Jeremy Stephens. I don't quite recall off the top of my head when and where the fight will take place, but his next fight will be at featherweight against Jeremy Stephens after a long, dominant run in the bantamweight division. He was basically run out of the division by one man, TJ Dillashaw. So after that, I don't want to have any part of TJ Dillashaw whatsoever. So whatever division he's in, I'm going to avoid it completely. Do you guys smell success for Renan Barao in the featherweight division?
Me personally, no. I mean, like if he was champ for a while there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I just think if you really see the top of the 145 division, it's tough. I mean, think about it. Frankie Edgar, you got Jose Aldo, you have the great Conor McGregor. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, even for Jose Aldo, Renan Barao.
I think I see success from there.
Yeah.
I really wished he would have taken another bout at 135 before he made that 145. Unless the cut was really getting that bad, because I know that he had cut issues before. Mm-hmm. And whenever it comes to cut issues, it's always better to just avoid them.
Yeah.
But with TJ Dillashaw losing, I don't see why he didn't stay in it.
Yeah.
Because he could have easily faced somebody else and got himself a title shot against Dominic Cruz, and who knows how he would have performed against Dominic Cruz.
I think there's a holdup at 135.
And honestly, I think there is some appeal to having Dominic Cruz versus Renan Barao. I think that really is a good pay-per-view matchup.
I think there's a huge holdup at the 135 division with Uriah Faber, Dominic Cruz, and TJ Dillashaw. There's that that triple threat match going on there. I mean, can you imagine if Uriah Faber wins? Dominic Cruz is going to want a rematch. Well, then you got TJ Dillashaw coming in that I want Uriah Faber. Then you still got the rematch between TJ Dillashaw and Dominic Cruz. I think, but by the time Renan Barao gets a winning streak in that division, it's going to be a while.
It just occurred to me too, like maybe we're talking about him, like avoiding TJ Dillashaw, but there's also another beast in the bantamweight division who's 20-0, Thomas Almeida. People are projecting to be the future king of this bantamweight division. I'm only 24 years old. Maybe Renan Barao's like, I'm a little too older. Let me try and avoid this guy now. I think he trains at a shoot the box. And what does Barao train out of? Not the same. They're not teammates, are they?
Renan Barao trains out of Anthony Pederis' camp.
So they're not teammates, but
no, it's with he's teammates with Jose Aldo.
So he's not saying we're teammates, but maybe he's saying I want to avoid Thomas Almeida as much as possible.
You know what? The other thing too is by the move at 145. Let's say he gets his win at 145. Who is he fighting?
Jeremy Stephens.
Jeremy Stephens. And then let's say he gets someone a little bit higher at 145. He can propel himself to a title shot at 145. Think about it. If he gets Chad Mendes, he gets a Cub Swanson. I think that propels him to a title shot at 145.
Do you think if he has a pretty successful debut against Jeremy Stephens, he's straight up call out Conor McGregor? Get revenge for his teammate, good friend Jose Aldo?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, I think because he's making a splash at 145, or hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
I think it's a clearer path to to the title.
Yeah, Albert. Add more Conor McGregor shout out maybe.
I think it's there if he has an explosive win. If not, then I'm pretty sure he's going to call him out regardless, as long as he gets a win.
Yeah,
but it won't mean nothing unless it's like something really explosive. And I also want to say, since you hit on Thomas Almeida, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Is that not only did not only did Renan Barao probably leave because of him. Guess who the main event is in that fight? It isn't Renan Barao.
He's on the same card, right?
Yeah,
that's the card he's on. He's on that.
But I think Thomas Almeida is going to headline that card.
Yeah. And the co-main event's gonna be Renan Barao versus Jeremy Stephens, right?
Yeah. So
it's a fight night, right?
It's kind of weird that
passing to the guard, literally. Yeah. Now we're gonna go with Thomas Almeida now.
Well, and then the other thing is the weight cut.
Even though I do like Cody Garbrandt, I like him a lot too.
It's kind of weird though, like how Renan Barao's he was literally at one point considered the pound for pound best in the world, and then these two lackluster performances against TJ Dillashaw. And he's just kind of fallen off the face of the map, not even really regarded.
It's kind of a bad thing, too, or I think it's unfair because he's only had losses to TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, but it's the way he's lost, though. He's nobody even fights.
But what if TJ Dillashaw just knows how to beat him?
I know, but still, put up a fight at least.
People forget, technically, he has lost 3 times to TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, then the one
because he never showed up because he had that vicious weight cut and he somehow hit his head or something.
Yeah,
and he never got cleared. I think that even though that didn't go on the record book, that was a mental loss right there.
Yeah,
it really was mental loss because he couldn't make weight for the weight class that he was currently championing, and because he showed weakness. That hey, look at what everything had to go through to get to TJ Dillashaw, and still. I can't make it.
The thing is, look at Uriah Faber's getting a shot against Dominic Cruz. Remember what Renan Barao did to Uriah Faber?
Yeah, but that was just like bad blood. That's all. That's UFC selling fights.
I totally understand that, but I mean, like, can he still compete at 135? Yes, he can. Can he compete at 145? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
just how much success can he have?
I just think we're being a little unfair. Think about it. He was a pound for pound, considered pound for pound, and now you're blowing him off.
I'm not blowing him off. I'm just asking. Can he be?
And this is exactly what I said earlier in the round. I didn't say that.
How old is he?
He's not that old.
Wikipedia. I know you.
I'm gonna get him right now. Well, I looked that up. Let me make my point because earlier I told you I wish he would have hung out more in the 135.
That's my thing. Like, why are you leaving?
Because Dominic Cruz is a champion.
Yeah,
and technically he can find his way there. You're the one that said no. It was a triple threat match or something like that. Well, and he should go to 145.
Yeah, no, I never said that.
He's 29, so he's getting to his prime.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
Yeah, I think this 145 is a good move. I'm just saying that
I'm surprised by it. That's all.
I just think I felt like Alex was being too harsh on Renan Barao.
He's running for Dominic Cruz. That's
just
why.
Because he had 2 losses.
Well, Alex is very harsh against all Brazilians.
No, I'm not.
I heard that undertone when you were talking about Anderson Silva earlier.
I'm a big Jacare fan.
See,
so
there you go.
That's it for round number 4. I think the Guillermo started the timer late, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we'll cut it there. So who knows where we're at round number 4. So that's it. Stick around for the 5th and final round. We're going to go over the UFC card in Australia and talk about the walk-off knockout win from Mark Hunt. So stick around, everybody. Our time for the 5th and final round. Now it's time to get some more reaction news to actual fights that actually took place. UFC on Saturday or Sunday in Australia. Fight night in Brisbane, Australia. Main event by Mark Hunt against Frank Mir. Much to the surprise of really nobody. Mark Hunt, the walk-off knockout win against Frank Mir.
I'll tell you why it wasn't
why was it not?
It was not a surprise because I didn't feel Frank Mir was motivated against a Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
I felt they were too buddy-buddy. Frank Mir, when it's a motivated Frank Mir, you see the best shape Frank Mir compared to this one lackluster performance.
Yeah.
And you could tell by his physical body appearance that he wasn't in the tip-top shape.
He didn't look like he had a full training camp. Maybe, I don't know if he was hurt or something like that, but he looked a little soft in the middle to me. Frank Mir, Brian Stan's calling for his retirement now, Albert. He said Frank Mir belongs in the booth.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Well, okay. Well,
I agree he belongs in the booth, but now, I don't know.
Frank Mir is a very underrated announcer.
Yeah.
I thought when he was doing some of the WC fights, he was one of the best commentators I ever heard.
Yeah.
Ever. But with that said, though, when fighters get older, I think being in shape and showing their physicality, even though in MMA sometimes just because you're in good shape doesn't mean you're a good fighter.
Yeah.
But when you get older, it's more convincing to say, like, hey, all right, you know what, maybe he got caught, maybe this and that. But he really, at 36 years old, Frank Mir did not look very fit,
away, dude.
But I'm just saying, for an MMA fighter at 36, he did not look in good shape. And with that said, maybe it is time to hang up.
People have been singing this swan song for years.
But
people
the difference is the way he gets knocked out.
People have been calling him to go on
Frank
the boot,
Mir
and then all of a sudden he goes
out,
on a little streak, and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Frank Mir is really dangerous."
But that's his worst enemy. That's his worst enemy. Look at Chuck Liddell. The way he was.
I don't think he's done.
But who's left?
I don't think he.
When Frank Mir gets KO'd, we all know that it looks very horrible. Who hasn't got
knocked out by Mark Hunt?
No. But I'm not just saying Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
He's been knocked out previously, Josh Barnett, and these are vicious knockouts. I mean, the guy's flat face down in most of the knockouts.
Yeah. No,
that's pretty good. Yes, it is. Go back and watch it. And you know, and you know what sucks too. And I know I'm trying to bash Frank Mir because his last fight he looked really good. I think he was actually in really good shape.
Yeah.
It's just this
wasn't
one.
a decision Victor versus Josh Barnett?
No. He was with Todd Duffy.
No, he knocked out Todd Duffy.
Yeah, he knocked out Todd Duffy.
Yeah, he knocked out Todd Duffy. So
yeah, and he looked in good shape, though. That's what I'm trying to say. He didn't look good shape in this one, and then he lost the way he did.
I just think you get a motivated Frank Mir, and he's one of the dangerous heavyweights.
Yeah, okay, but then how do you motivate Frank Mir? It obviously not against Frank.
Does that have to be Brock Lesnar?
Not fighting against someone you highly respect and like buddy with.
Yeah, he did lose to
Arlovsky. The whole time you see the press conference, you see the weigh-ins. These guys are hugging it out. There's no motivation. You put some bad blood in there, and you get a dangerous Frank.
I mean, okay, so like we're talking about
with that said, to tell you the truth, the only fight I'd see Frank Mir in is the Brock Lesnar fight again. No, and it's the truth. Do you really want to see Frank Mir in there with any of the heavyweights? Overeem,
he's already fought everybody already.
Travis Brown, Cain Velasquez. No. The answer is no. The only fight out there for him is Brock Lesnar, and if Brock Lesnar doesn't want to fight Frank Mir, then guess what? I think
And that fight
done.
still exists. So what? You're gonna put this guy in the booth, or people are calling for
He's
him.
amazing. He's
Yeah.
amazing in the booth.
Yeah, but let's keep him active and hope for that Brock Lesnar fight. Why?
But what sucks is the division he's in. In the heavyweight division, it's hard to be active.
Yeah.
When
have you fought Stefan Struve?
when everyone's
Check
beat.
on
Probably.
Wikipedia. If he's fighting with Stefan Struve, throw him in
No,
there for-
Stefan Struve's still one of them. But look,
there you go, man. Keep him active. Save him.
but
Okay, so-
let me.
All right, we gotta move on to it.
All right, let me give you the rundown of all the losses in the heavyweight division, so I can change Guillermo's mind. He has a loss against Mark Hunt, Andre Arlovsky, Overeem, George Barnett, Daniel Cormier, Junior Dos Santos. Come on, Guillermo.
Is Roy Nelson on there?
Let's keep it
I
real.
think so.
No, Roy Nelson's not. But
Then
let's
give
keep it
him Roy
real though. But
Nelson.
let's keep it real.
I already gave you two
Okay.
fights. Come on.
We got less than a minute left. Talk about Hector Lombard against Neil Magny. The game plan for Neil Magny was just to let Hector Lombard gas out. But it was, in all fairness, it was Lombard's return after 18 months suspension for failed post-fight drug test.
Conor McGregor did it in 11 days.
Still, Hector Lombard looked pretty
And
good.
lost.
I think Hector Lombard had to survive 90 minutes of ground and pound before the referee even stopped the fight, right?
Yeah.
So Neil Magny, pretty big win, but did it propel him to the top five opponent next?
No.
Yes, it does.
This is the exact
Coming off winning Kevin Gastelum, too.
This is the exact same reason why I feel Matt Brown gets too much credit. I'm not saying the guy isn't a good fighter or whatever, but just because you can take a beating and outlast your opponent doesn't necessarily mean you're a good fighter.
We all know that they're
Wow.
It does
old
not.
school MMA fans remember
It does
this
not.
one name.
Does
Remember Cabbage?
Yeah, Cabbage is a perfect example because when you actually fight a guy that's in shape, and even if you could take his barrage and he's still in shape, guess what? You're not going to come at look what happened against him.
That's not his fault. So let's not
No,
give
it's
credit
not.
to Nate Diaz because Conor McGregor tired
It's
out.
not.
You like Neil Magny, Guillermo?
It's not.
Yes.
It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Is all I'm saying. I mean, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, that guy demolished Hector Lombard when Hector Lombard was bashing the guy and he got tired.
Guillermo, we'll finish it out. Neil Magny, top five next?
Yes, he does. He deserves it. Why
Give him a
not?
top fight, just like Matt Brown. Give him all the hardest fights.
That's
there is
the
in
only
UFC.
way to prove it, right?
Yeah, no, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So let's give it to him.
We're ending on fire. I like it. That's it for today's show. Make sure to tune in next week. But until then, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FiveRoundMMA. It's FIVE.
Hector Lombard lover.
Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes.
I love Hector
In all
Lombard.
fairness, since Bellator, he's been a Hector Lombard fan. So that goes a long way.
yeah.
Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube, and Podomac. And please visit
Please, Hector,
FiveRoundMMA.com.
work on that cardio.
Yep. You can also check this podcast out at FightBookMMA.com under the
fighting the same guy
podcast
in
page.
Bellator.
That's
Damn, Hector.
FightBookMMA.com. And a big thank you to all of our sponsors. First, the Rock and Green eco-friendly cleaning product, the 5 Rounds clothing
saying
line,
the 5 minutes.
and of course the RMA Foundation Redemption Martial Arts Rise Up Against Bullying. I'm Rashida. What do you got?
Alex is always a professional. Thanks
Try
for
to be.
listening.
Oh yeah, the cream of the
I'm
crop.
gonna sound more raspy like Macho Man this week.
You are now listening to Afro Mighty Radio.